In the headlines, federal government registered 2 academic unions as Speaker submits report on ASUU strike to President Buhari. Vigilante group kills bandits leaders in Kudewa village in Katsina. President Buhari to present 19 trillion naira 2023 budget before National Assembly on Friday. Away from Nigeria, U.S. South Korea test fire missiles into the sea to protest North Korea launch. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. The federal government on Tuesday broke the ranks of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, when it registered 2 unions in the university system. The unions are the National Association of Medical and Dental Academics, NAMDA, and the Congress of Nigerian University Academics, CONUA. CONUA is a union for lecturers across nations' universities, and it is led by a lecturer at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Niyi Somonu. The group was established in 2018 at OAU. The Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, explained that the 2 bodies will exist alongside ASUU. He further stated that the 2 associations will enjoy the rights and privileges accorded to other academic unions in the tertiary education system. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari said corruption in education sector continues to undermine investments, while critics downplay funding by focusing only on budgetary allocations, calling for a more comprehensive reevaluation of expenditure. The president spoke on Tuesday at the State House in Abuja when he declared open the 4th National Summit on Diminishing Corruption in the Public Sector. Other officials of government told that line of the president that the education sector had become an enabler of corruption, which had in turn eroded societal values and resources.
Has assumed an alarming proportion. Other forms of corruption include payroll padding or ghost workers, lecturers taking a full-term appointment in more than one academic institution, including private institutions, lecturers writing seminar papers, projects, and dissertations for students for a fee, and admission racketeering, to mention only the most glaring corrupt practices.
Education is supposed to be a panacea to corruption, but alas, it is apparent that students, teachers, administrators, and government agencies responsible for education have somewhat become permeable to corruption, and corrupt practices has become endemic within the.
Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila and a delegation of lawmakers met on Tuesday with President Muhammadu Buhari. He says President Buhari is studying the recommendations from negotiations between the House of Representatives and the Academic Staff Union of Universities.
And he took the report of the House. They accepted it. We discussed it at length, the details of the report, and he wanted to go through them himself. And he will get back to us. We have another meeting on Thursday between our good selves and Mr. President for his final decision. Absolutely very hopeful. We had a good engagement. Very positive response. He asked us a couple of questions in some gray areas, which we clarified, and he accepted the report, and he wanted a couple of days to go through it.
And on security matters, vigilantes have neutralized 2 terrorist kingpins in Katsina State. The vigilante ambushed the terrorists who were returning from their heinous activities between Yerbudu and Kudewa villages. The terrorists rustled over 200 cows and sheep from Yeroloma village in Batagarawa local government area of the state. On hearing the incident, the terrorists mobilized their members from Zamfara state to revenge the attack on their members in Katsina. However, their mission was faced with resistance from the vigilantes at Mahuta village of Safana local government area. The 2 notorious bandit groups engaged themselves in gun battle which lasted for several hours, killing many, while others escaped with gunshot wounds. Now, an inmate of the Ikoyi Correctional Center, Lagos, on Tuesday said that about 150 inmates were massacred inside the correctional center in the aftermath of the 2020 NSAS protest. The witness, an online clothes vendor who was remanded in custody at the center for attempted sexual harassment, testified on Tuesday before the coroner magistrate A.O. Komolafe sitting at Magistrate Court 3, Surulere. The inmate had finished his jail term and became a free man 8 months after. While serving term at Ikoyi Correctional Center, the witness was teaching at the educational unit for Muharram Sisters, an NGO. He taught English to the inmates. The witness mentioned Promise Nugwe from cell B2, Raphael Olushola, D8 and Ifai D7 as inmates that were among those killed. The council, president of African Women Lawyers Association, Amanda Demechi Asagba, represented Raphael Olushola, deceased, an inmate, and other inmates.
We are women, and I must say as women, if we're not interested in what happens to our children out there, then there's a problem. Because today is Shola Raphael's mother. Tomorrow it could be any one of us. We are the mothers of the nation. So we are really, really interested in knowing what happened to our children, be it at the prisons or Lekki Gate or wherever. We are really, really interested in knowing what happened. And that's why we have to keep at it to get justice for Nigerians. I mean, at times I just try to imagine it. What if it was my own relation or my own child? It's unimaginable. So I can imagine the pain that these parents are feeling. I can imagine their pains. Each time I try to think about it, I lose sleep for a period of time. So imagine that your own country, your own child can just be killed, and up till as we speak, not even DNA has been done of all the bodies, both at NSAS and, NSAS, I think NSAS have been done. But for the prison inmates, yet to be done. Up to now, since 2020, this is 2022, DNA has not been done. So the corpses are still there, and the parents cannot bury their children. Sad.
And on political matters, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike on Tuesday appeared to soften his tone and amid the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party. Speaking after meeting with members of the party's Board of Trustees at the Government House in Port Harcourt, Wike said that he is committed to achieving peace within the PDP. Acting chairman of the BOT, Adolfo Swabara, also hinted that progress has been made during the talks. Wike and his allies had on September 20th announced their withdrawal from the Presidential Campaign Council of Atiku Abubakar.
We've been rubbing minds for the past 4 hours with His Excellency, the performing Governor of Rivers State, Mr. Project, and I think that this meeting took about 4 hours. We have not concluded. It's always easy to destroy, but to make peace, it takes some time. But I think we are it. We are better informed. We've gotten some information. Every coin has two sides. Right? So we have been briefed by His Excellency, and so we will go back to Abuja. We'll be going back to Abuja to really digest all that we gathered from His Excellency. And it was very frank talks. But one good thing is that this family still remains one. But like the acting chairman board of trustees has said, peace. What's important for you to have unity, even if it takes you longer days. What is important is that the house is united for a war that's coming in front. So the issue of whether they achieve peace today or not is immaterial. What's material? At the end of the day, the PDP is united house. I think that is the message he's conveying. And we have said repeatedly that we are not leaving the party. We have said so. But that does not mean that there are no internal issues that ought to be sorted out. I think what they are here for is to see how they can sort out some internal issues. I think that point has been made. But once you are alive, why will you not be hopeful? It's only a dead person that is not hopeful. So being alive is ultimately that you are hopeful. Thank you.
Now, supporters and loyalists of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu held a solidarity walk in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The long walk took them across major roads in the ancient city. The supporters converged on the party secretariat in Okeado and took the rally across major roads in the ancient city. At the end of the rally, the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Oyo State addressed the crowd, calling on residents in the state to ensure they exercise their franchise in the 2023 election. Some party members and supporters believe the APC presidential candidate has the experience, capacity and competence to lead the country to the promised land. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why Pomo should not be banned. Details of this and more after the break.
Which kind wire you gonna need to light up your light? Oh man, the quality wire. Now which kind cable you gonna need to light up your house? Oh man, the quality cable. Coleman quality. Coleman wire. Coleman durable. Coleman cable. Coleman tank. Coleman cable for any kind of project. Coleman be the come and see. Come and be the Coleman won't light up your light. Come and be the come and see. Come and be the COLEMAN. Quality. Durable. Now come and be the Baba.
Documenting the Nigerian story.
Thanks for staying. This is the news update on Trust Television. Here is a recap of our top stories. Federal government registered 2 academic unions as Speaker submits report on ASUU strike to President Buhari. Vigilante groups kills bandits leaders in Kudewa village in Katsina. In other news, social media and other internet-based platforms are intertwined with political life. They play an important role in allowing people to design, share political news and views, as well as seek political information. However, in recent times, anxiety have been created about the capacity of these mediums to protect citizens from disinformation and to serve as balanced and open public fora for honest debates. With the 2023 electioneering campaigns in full gear, Noel Samson spoke with stakeholders on the impact of social media in politics and other businesses. The report.
The advancement of technology and us to connect with other people from different places brought about the churning out of different social media applications. However, these applications are left with different innovation use, especially in the area of politics.
The social media is an interactive platform for people to interact socially within the public space. So, and to that extent, I think like every platform is available for campaigns, the social media is also available for campaigns. So the structure of the social media is such that it connects people.
Business owners had nothing but positive remarks on the effect of social media on their businesses.
Social media does not affect my business, it really helped my business. Because I will thank God for the welcome development of social media because it helps us advertise our business the way it's supposed to be. So, you know, this time around, it's not possible for you to go and meet someone for us or something like that. People see you through social media and they chat on you, and you press and you give each other and you do it.
Social media makes things easy it creates more information to people to know about the product we are selling. Like, for example, now, in social media, if I like updated my profile picture, post exactly what I'm doing, so it influences people to easily see it, that this is exactly what I'm doing. Social media has made a lot of things very easy for people, like even people around the world, to see what you are doing so that they can get in touch and interact with you.
While social media has its positive side, it could also turn the other way when internet-based platforms are abused, especially in the areas of fake news or cyberbullying.
Vice versa, it varies because one, it depends on how you are using it. Because normally, where it's not healthy is where foul language are being used, abusive words are being used. That is where it's not healthy, which I am not also encouraging. I'm not encouraging any youth to use foul language on social media or use abusive words on social media.
We can use the social media to insist on issue-based campaigns. We can use the social media to interrogate some of the claims by candidates. I have done this. You check. I can do this. Check the person's capacity.
Social media has transformed politics. It is the sheer spread at which news, polls, results, and rumors are shared. Whereas in the pre-internet days, people had to wait for the next newspaper or TV, reading news to get the latest information. However, people have been cautioned to be mindful of the authenticity of the news they get on social media. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Residents of Lagos have expressed mixed reactions on the plan by the federal government to ban the consumption of pomo in Nigeria. A cross-section of Lagos residents who spoke with Trust TV in Lagos say that pomo remains a popular protein for average Nigerians. Many residents are asking the government to provide alternatives if they are serious about the ban.
No increment at all. We are just only managing with what they give to us. Formerly, we buy some food stuff like 100 naira. Now we bought it like 150, 200.
The exchange rate now in the normal banks about 415, well 330 to 415. But when you earn in dollars and you go to the black market, you can convert that for $1 for about 725. So imagine you're earning about $200 for those doing a menial work. 200 times 725. That's roughly over 140,000 plus.
What I want to say about that pomo is that they are trying to protect our health because they need a very good health for Nigerians. Though the money may be too small, but let's take our money to buy whatever we cater for our health.
Pomo for what it is has more economic value in the country beyond what we can think or imagine. Now, banning pomo is going to do more harm than good.
Some people, what they can afford is only pomo. And to ban it, I don't think there is no nutrients in pomo. So that's all they can afford. So that is like one of the smallest things you can eat. They should just leave it.
In the long run, rather than banning it, let them actually look out for the long-term consequence of their present action. And I think that will actually help us to form better policies. Yes.
It affects, yes, because you have to buy half of what you're buying before. You have to buy half or quarter.
Well, we have no choice. They told us that it is what they buy is increasing. So anything they give to us, we have to take it like that.
Now, in keeping up with transparency and accountability, the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, has disclosed its 2021 audited financial statement. The Group Managing Director, Mele Kyari, while briefing journalists on Tuesday in Abuja, spoke on the performance of policies implemented. Chamo Dabeng has more. All right, now we take another story. President Muhammadu Buhari will on Friday present the 2023 budget proposals to the joint session of the National Assembly. This is in line with the desire of the present administration to establish a January to December budget cycle. The report.
President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, announced the date at the commencement of Tuesday's plenary when he read a letter from President Buhari. The budget presentation session will hold at the temporary chamber of the House of Representatives as a result of the ongoing renovation of the permanent chambers of the National Assembly. The Senate President said already arrangements have been concluded for the venue to accommodate all lawmakers, the President and his delegation.
Dear Distinguished Senate President, presentation of 2023 appropriation bill. May I crave the kind indulgence of the Distinguished Senate to grant me the slot of 10 hours on Friday, that's 10 a.m. on Friday, 7th October 2022, to formally present the 2023 appropriation bill to the joint session of the National Assembly. Please accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurance of my highest regards as I look forward to addressing the joint session. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari. Distinguished colleagues, the event will take place at the temporary chamber of the House of Representatives, and arrangements will be made to accommodate all of us, including the President and the delegation from the executive.
Early presentation of the appropriation bill is to enable lawmakers scrutinize and pass the budget for implementation by the executive arm of government in the new fiscal year.
Now, away from Nigeria, South Korea and the United States have carried out a series of missiles drills in response to North Korea's first ballistic missile launch over Japan since 2017. The suspected intermediate-range ballistic missile flew about 4,600 kilometers on Tuesday morning before falling into the Pacific, the longest flight for any North Korean test. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida condemned the launch in strong words, describing it as barbaric. Residents of northeastern areas of Japan heard sirens and were sent warnings to take shelter. On Wednesday, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said that South Korea and U.S. forces fired 4 surface-to-surface missiles into the sea. However, North Korean state media had yet to confirm the latest launch. And in sports news, Super Eagles midfielder Ogene Karo Etebo arrived in the Thessalonica to complete his transfer to Greek side Aris FC. It could be recalled that Etebo agreed to join Aris Thessalonians last month, inking a 3-year deal on September 15, the summer transfer deadline day in Greece. With the move, Etebo ended his uninspiring 4-year stay on the payroll of English Championship club Stoke City. But after Aris announced the acquisition of Etebo, visa issues stalled the midfielder Dynamo from traveling to Greece. However, recent reports from Greece reveal that the visa issuance concerns had been resolved and Etebo had received his visa from the London embassy. Etebo landed in Greece and gone straight to Aris FC's traditional home, the Clentis Vekelides Stadium, to undergo the necessary medical test to determine his level of readiness and how quickly he will be able to integrate into the manager Alan Pardew's plans. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.